Hello everyone, welcome to this practical GIS case study, the last part of it. This part basically will touch on how to draw charts, that is bar and pie charts, using ArcGIS or ArcMap. In our case study, Alibaba was tasked to draw different kind of charts, that's pie and bar chart, showing different kind of land uses within airport residential area, as well as a map that shows the different kind of land uses within the airport residential area. So let's recap what we learned in the previous tutorial or the previous video. In the previous video, we were able to bring in data into ArcGIS or ArcMap, and we were able to perform some kind of selections, that is selection by location, and we were able to create buffer zones around our residential buildings, and then we were able to extract buildings that falls within 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, and 500 meters, and we created a map depicting those buffer zones with residential housing within them. So that is what we learned in the previous video. So this video, as I indicated, we are just going straight to ArcMap. You already know how to bring in data into the ArcMap. So you start your ArcMap. So you see our last work that we did, real estate analysis. It is part of the recent map that we have created. Like this one, I need a new blank map. So click on blank map, click on this. So you are now familiar with the interface of the ArcMap. So let's go to our folder. Our folder has already been connected, and let's bring in we need the land uses. Bring in the land uses. Let's open the attribute table and see there are 97, and that is it. And then we bring in the points. Okay, let's open the points attribute table too, which is about 377. So basically we are going to work with these 2 points and land usage. You see, when you check on the point layer, the attribute table, you see banks, hotels, restaurants. We have doctors, restaurant, pharmacies, and all those things. And when you look at the attribute table of this, the land use, you will see residential, commercial, Volta. Some of the commercials are more about office buildings. They are just office buildings. And in this layer too, we have office buildings in it. So I want to combine these two layers, so that we can have a very good representation. So what we need to do is now, first let's open the attribute table of the point layer, and then let's try to perform some spatial queries to select all banks, and we group banks into commercial offices, no, office space. We group all banks into office spaces, and then we group, another group would also be religious, third group would be residential, and then if we see another group would be hospitality industry, that is the hotels, the cinemas, and the pub, and the rest. So that's how we are going to group our data. So let's see the banks and post office and all those things to see the number of features that we have. So click on select by attribute. In our earlier video we've dealt with the selection by location, so now attribute. So click on type. So we are saying that you select from points, you select from the points layer where type is equal to bank, put equal, is equal to bank, apply. It means that there are 26 banks or office spaces, and these are them. When you come here, you see the ABSA, Stanbic Bank, Bank of Africa, Fidelity, Car Bank, GCB Bank, GT Bank, GCB, and the rest. So we have done the selection, 26 of them, and then we can add another criteria, or where type is equal to, so we have banks which can be an office. Let's scroll down, where type is equal to what? Post office is also an office. Apply. Let's see whether we can get another office. So that's 27. So you write down the 27 as the office space. So 27, you write it down, office space, and then now let's go to others. Clean it. So we want to do another selection. Select by attribute, where type is equal to, so let's see the hospitality industry, that is the hotels, the restaurants, and the rest, is equal to bar, all type is equal to we have bar, fast food. I click or apply, which is we have 13, or type is equal to guest house, put the equal, then apply. We have 16. All type is equal to hotels. Apply. We have 45. All type is equal to nightclub. Apply. It has gone to 47. All type is equal to pub. Apply 52. All type is equal to restaurants. Apply. We have 92. Let's see whether we can see another. So that's all. So for hospitality industry, we have 92. So now let's see the educational land use types. So write down all those numbers. So that one to let's write our query. Type is equal to driving schools educational. Apply. We have 2. Then all type is equal to kindergarten. Apply. We have 10. All type equal to school. Apply. We have 18. All type equal to university. Apply. 19. So for the educational use, we have 19 educational use. And then let's go to the religious. Where is a type equal to that's place of worship. Apply. 11. So place of worship are 11 in the airport residential area there. Now we've got almost all the land use types within here. So that is the concept. It's not necessary to just cover everything, but when you are doing yours, you should cover almost everything. But I think it is done. So when this is done, you close and you deselect everything. So now we have to now merge all these. First, before we do that, you have to bring in the editor toolbar. So as I say, if you click on any empty space here, you see the editor toolbar. You click or you check this so that will appear here. So if the editor toolbar is on your screen, you can just click on editor and click on start editing. So now let's open. No, first of all, let's do something before we start editing. Stop editing. So first of all, let's open the attribute table of the land use. You see here I want to create another column that I will name it count, so that we will aggregate maybe residential building if there are about 92, offices maybe 27, this educational maybe 19. So I will know the count of all the land use types. So you just go to here, click on add field, and add field, name it count, and just data type is just pick short integer and click OK. You see a column has been created. So we are going to fill this column with numbers that we got from the point layer and some other numbers that will come from this table. So now let's start the editor toolbar. Click on it, start editing, and with this let's perform our select by attributes. This one we want to also do same like what we did for the points layer. Type is equal to get value residential, then apply. So residential we have 62 of those. So with this I want to merge them into one. So go to your editor and click on merge, then click on all the points that we are merging. Just click on them, click, that is it. So you click OK. See, we've merged all into one. So with the name here, let's name here residential homes. Just type, click on the middle and type residential homes, and here so type a residential and the count is 62, and that's all we are done. So let's go and do for the commercial too. So just go here, select by attribute, where type is equal to commercial. We got 30. So as I told you, this commercial are just offices, and earlier on in our point data we had about 27 office spaces. So you add 27 to the 30, that's 57 for office spaces. So let's merge this first. Merge, click just like what we did last time, and click OK. So here let's label it office spaces, and here we just remove the commercial and put offices, and the count is 57 as in the 30 plus 27. And that is it. So we have how many? Industry is 92. And then educational educational buildings, and the type I put educational here. Educational. So done with the educational. Now let's go to the religious centers. Worship centers, and then the type we have religious. In the religious we have 11. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 main land use types here, which is the worship centers, educational, that's building, residential, that's home, office spaces, and then hospitality industry. So now the remaining one, let's delete them. Just delete. So now this is our 5 main types of land uses within the area. So let's save our edit. Save edit, and then you stop edit. So now we are done with the categorization of our land use types. Now what we will do is that we have to draw a graph showing the different land use types within the area. So you go to view and go to graphs. Go to graphs. You can choose from here what kind of graph do you want. Is it bar, horizontal, histogram, and all those things? So I want vertical bar. Choose the layer, that is the land use layer, and choose the font. I want count, and then let's label it by type, and then horizontal axis, bottom, you can change them. If it's top, you see, if it's bottom, that is it. Show labels, you can show labels of the land use types here, and then let's change colors so that you can easily see the land use types very well. And then you click next. This is where you write the title of your graph. So graph of land use, graph of land uses. So this is it, graph of land uses. Check the graph in 3D and then probably click on finish. And this is our graph, a bar graph. And this one you can also even redesign it, like you weigh the name, titles, position, where you want it to the position, the legend, the sizes, and all those. You can change coloring. Maybe let's take it like this. If you want it to be like this, you can change the coloring to be in this way. That is basically how to create it, and with this we can just export it to your desktop to use for your analysis. Desktop, wow. The file format, you can choose any file format that you want. So go to this is it. So from our analysis of the land use types, it means that 92% or 92 count of activities within airport residential area are more geared towards hospitality industry, meaning that most of the areas are either used as hotels, majority of the areas are used as hotels, restaurants, nightclubs, and so on. Followed by 62 count of those are for residential purposes, and then office is a third, which is the 57 of the area are mostly used for offices for organizations and institutions, and 11 are for religious. So this we can just add it to our layout so that we will embed it in our map that we are going to produce at the end of it. Copy as graphic, just click inside and Control V, and that's it. So let's change the orientation of the layout. I want it to be in landscape so that it will be more bigger. Okay, so send this here, and bring this here. As I indicated, we need a bar chart and a pie chart. Alibaba was tasked to produce a bar chart and a pie chart. We are done with the bar chart. Now let's do the pie chart. So you go to your view, go to graphs, create graph, then you can choose this is a pie chart. Choose it from here. Land use, the field I'm going to use the count field, and then label I'm going to use type, add legend, add legend. So this total pie angle degree is 360. You know, pie chart is always like that. Show labels. If you want to show some labels, you see how it is. So bigger portion is the 92 hospitality. So let's change the color to match our design. You see 57%, not percent, but 57 count are offices, 62 counts are residential, and then 92 count are hospitality, and 11 counts are religious, and 19 educational. So that is it. So but I don't want this to show because we already have the legend here. So click next. So this is the title, graph of land use, where maybe you can't leave it this graph of land use. and then graph in 3D view. So total, that is title, position, and so on. You can finish. You can export it like what I did. Save. Desktop. 2. And then you are done. So you go to, and this is it. That is the graph of land use. So now let's bring it to our layout. Copy as graphic. Yes, Control V. Then you bring it here, and you can close this. And this is it. So now let's go back to our layout. Let's symbolize this. Symbology. Go to categories. Let me see the member count. Or by type. Okay, let's leave it this. And then you can change the color. I want more brighter colors. Something like this. Zoom to layer. So you see the blue are the residential, offices are the pink, no good in colors. Educational is the other one, religious is the other one, and hospitality is the other one, so you can interpret it yourself. So that is it. So now let's go to our layout. So now let's put finishing touches to this map. So now this one, what we will do is that you just come here, put your title, maybe land use types within airport residential area. So that's land use types within airport residential area, and click OK. That is the title. And now let's insert our neat line. Place around. I want a line around the whole thing. Then go to insert again. Let's insert legend. Line use. This is the legend. Insert north arrow. It's too big. It's too big. Okay. North arrow like this. Then insert scale bar. I want it to be this. Go to properties. Divisions to be 2. to should be in kilometers. Right, okay, this is it. This is it. Then you can add some other distance that you want. Add or current date, username, alter, what coordinate system, coordinate system. Coordinate system. Basically, that is all. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You can change the colors, play with it, and then practice it constantly so that you'll be able to do it again. So this is, we can export this. Let's try and see how it looks. Export. What? Try. You can change the resolution. The printing resolution is on the width. Change them, and then desktop. Save. So what? Try. This is it. That is it. So Ali Baba is able to acquire data from BB Bikes and DavaGIS, and he was able to bring that data into ArcGIS, or that is ArcMap, and he was able to first of all carry out buffer analysis to identify residential buildings that are within specified buffer zones, like 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, and 500 meters. And he did it diligently. And then Alibaba was also able to reclassify land use types within the airport residential area into hospitality, religious, educational, and offices, and residential. And he's able to draw graph of land uses using ArcGIS. That is a bar chart and a pie chart showing the 5 types of land uses within the airport residential area. Thank you very much for watching these tutorials.